Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordamt and we are back for some more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous in Last Aslanti. We have just returned from Leper's Smile. I actually have to go back there because there is still one enemy that I want to deal with, but I need a scroll for that. I have already sold all of the items we picked up, and I want to see if anybody has something to say about the events. Idabeth does not seem to care about Leper's Smile. Queen also doesn't care. It's kind of weird nobody has anything to say after what we went through and our army and all that stuff. What about Nura? Nura says nothing.
I'm not touching that.
But was ist das? A strange perfume. A small bottle with a unique scent. It smells of something sweet with occasional harsh notes like the air before the storm. I say. God, don't I know how to write this? Or maybe I no longer have it. Maybe that's it. Okay, but yeah. If you remember, in Leper's Smile, we figured out that in my inventory there was an item called, I think like a perfumed handkerchief, which apparently was what had caused the Vescavor swarms to be attracted to us. And now we find this strange perfume. When we fought the swarm of Vescavor, someone put a handkerchief soaked with pheromones in my pocket, which attracted the insects. I found a vial of the same pheromones in your tent. Nura's cheeks blush a little. That's my perfume. Perhaps it's strange to take perfume on a crusade, but you see, Knight Commander, it is my reminder of a more mortal, peaceful life, what I'll go back to after we've won. And besides, her cheeks blush even more and her voice drops to a whisper. The smell drives men insane. I have no idea how this smell affects infernal insects. I'm a historian, not a demonologist. Perhaps some malicious person used my perfume to lure the Vescavors to you, but I swear it wasn't me. Maybe... Nura again lowers her voice to a whisper. Maybe one of my admirers is trying to hurt you and set me up? Seems a little bit far-fetched, Nura. Just a little bit. So, I'm gonna keep my eye on that tiny lady, because she does feel a little bit suspicious. And we're gonna go into the field medic and see if I can buy the scroll I need, which I forgot before. There we go. I'm gonna take 3 of them, I don't care. Stone to flesh scrolls. Because if there is something that I hate, is loose ends. I think in terms of my current quests, everything here is done. I cannot find the storyteller yet. I don't think he's around the camp. Yeah. So we're gonna take care of this right now. We're gonna go back to the... well, actually, I'm gonna rest. But we are going to go back to Leper's Smile, into the cave. Which isn't a big deal because it's very close by. And we are going to deal with that nasty enemy.
Make way.
Because now I have the tools to fight against it. So the most important thing we want to do here is... we want to put a scroll of stone to flesh on Cordampini. Because if anybody gets petrified, she will be able to unpetrify us. And the reason why I don't fear this, and I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. It is because when we have Last Stand, if you get petrified, before you are actually well, I mean, you are petrified. When you get petrified, the game counts that as you dying, okay, naturally. But it also triggers Last Stand. Which means for 2 rounds, the game will not end while I am petrified. So if I am able, during that time, to unpetrify my character, I am good to go back to the fight. So that's what I'm kind of banking on. Now the main issue with this is that I believe that
much
even if
longer, I
you
wonder?
succeed on this check, you will still have time go by, which means your buffs are gonna be gone. So what I'm gonna do here is
My will is resolute.
I'm all ears.
can I give you this like this? I am gonna apply the normal buffs only, not the shorter duration ones, because these should last for more than an hour, hopefully. Well, except Lay Poison. It's 1 hour, and then we have Bark Skin for 1 hour 9 minutes. Okay, so I think we can get through this quickly enough.
The heart's greatest
I'm also gonna give myself Bull Strength and Enlarged Person, just to make the athletics check be a little bit easier.
What's on your mind? I wonder.
Okay. And I am currently gonna put everybody on hold person, because if the fight starts, I don't remember if the fight automatically starts or if you can buff. So I'm gonna put in hold person, and in case we can buff, I'm gonna buff. If not, I'm gonna rearrange my positions before the fight actually begins, hopefully.
Oh, I managed it.
Okay, so we do have time to actually deal with this. The fight does not immediately start. For some reason I remember this fight starting immediately. I don't know why. Maybe if you fail the save, the fight starts immediately? Don't remember. Just be sure, do not look at what just happened as a 100% guarantee that the fight will never start, because I think I remember this fight starting automatically in a different circumstance. In any case, let's buff up.
I will not be
We're gonna
trifled
get
with.
actually, not before this. We're gonna do this to apply the rest of our buffs. There we are. Now we extend the haste, even though extend here is not gonna be too different. And let's look at this enemy. This is a Hunter Retriever, a level 15 construct, 144 hit points, chaotic evil. Power attack, fast healing, 35 AC, which is annoying. Touch AC much lower, normally. Fortitude save is only a +7, which looks very interesting to me, because if Corruptor goes through his immunity to poison, he's gonna be easy to disable. But since he is a construct, and I've seen that Corruptor does not work on undead, I am not entirely sure if it will work on him. Now, he has several attacks here, or special abilities, and one of them is going to be Eye Raise Petrification. So kind of like a Beholder if you've played the original Baldur's Gate. And if you get hit by this, you either succeed on a Fortitude save or are turned to stone permanently. That's why we picked up those scrolls. So, since we got the chance to actually prepare for
Are we in
this,
trouble yet?
I am gonna have Mr. Timmy here be the one to open up the hostilities, try and make him focus on him instead of going for my party. And once the fight starts, I'm gonna have Cordampini drop a heightened DC Stinking Claw on the area, hopefully disable her, and then just whack her until she dies. That's the plan. So, Timmy, go my friend, to victory.
Time to rob them of their treasures.
Okay, so Cordampini, first things first. Higher DC. Drop this over there. You apply... I believe he should be immune to... Yeah, I think when people are immune to Mind Affecting and Compulsion, they are immune to Evil Eye. Evil Eye is Mind Affecting. Yes, this is not gonna work. I will try it just to show it off, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna work. Let's see what he does. Did I? Well, we disabled her. That's a good thing to know. Yeah, rolled a 12. DC is 23. Disabled. However, I did forget, I just mentioned that the buffs would wear off. But then I saw the buffs over here and I got confused. Because I buffed with important, but not the most important one. I actually lost my Delay Poison. So let's get it back. Cast it. And now we can go. Okay, so everybody can lose hold position. Charge.
Did I mess up again?
Okay, don't charge. Smite evil. Don't
Begone,
charge, just
fiend!
go.
You've
Shoot.
crossed the wrong mongrel.
I'll
Shoot.
cut you wide open.
And shoot.
Cover me.
Ah, no. As long as we can kill her somewhat quickly, this will not be an issue. Come on, lady. Die. There we go. So I'm pretty sure that this fight, even if I had been unable to disable her, it still would not have been much of a concern.
Follow me!
Because we have some very good defenses
don't.
here. The only concern, or the main concern for this fight
Something over
really
there.
is the petrification. We picked up the Amulet of Apothecary. Natural armor +1, additional grants +4 morale bonus on saving throws against poison. Alright. Does anybody care about this? I can put it myself. Wait, I gotta check something here. I have to check something here. Because I remember seeing something. Dude, where is it? Where was it? Maybe I'm wrong. Dragonbite. Ah, no, okay, it's on the second mythic rank, not yet. I will gain immunity to poison, but I don't have this yet. Okay. I was like, I should have immunity to this, but
Move aside!
I don't. Not yet, at least. So yeah, quick and easy way to deal with the Hunter Retriever here. Make sure you have some... What is this? Make sure you have some stone to flesh scrolls handy. Because if anybody in your party gets petrified, it's not that big. Ooh. Okay, not very important, but... if a companion gets petrified, it's not that much of an issue because you can just cast Stone to Flesh and you get him back. But if you do not have Last Stand and a scroll, I would say don't go for this fight. Because if you fail the athletic check, which I think is what happens, or I think that's the cause for the fight immediately starting, which has happened to me before in the past. Unless they changed it, could also be the case. But if you do the check and the fight automatically starts, and the spider targets your main character and hits, that's just gonna be a game over. And it does not feel good. Trust me.
Follow me!
It has happened to me before, I think in Dresden, and I was not pleased. And ever since then, I started carrying Stone to Flesh scrolls. I almost forgot. I keep talking and talking. What we picked up was the Retriever's Claw. This is a Cold Iron Enhancement +2 finesse wielding dagger. Has an increased critical multiplier of ×3. Not bad. So a weapon for Wolgief, basically. Now, my next objective is probably going to be the Inconspicuous Camp, which, if I remember correctly, is just kind of like a flavored encounter. There's no fighting here. I think you meet a kobold, which might even be something
Move aside!
due to Kickstarter or something like that. He does have a... Ooh, Elven Notes, nice. He does have a bunch of dialogue,
Make way!
but I think for the most part I'm gonna skip over it. Unless I find something more relevant here. The aged kobold, called Kinuk, sitting by the small campfire, greets you with an amicable gesture. He doesn't reach for his weapon or hiss threateningly. All in all, his behavior is highly unusual for one of his kind. His clothes look quite unusual too. Not many kobolds opt for human clothing, nor do they adorn their possessions with spikes or scales. So, as a reminder also, the reason why we know about this camp is because we found a letter inviting us to this camp. Greetings, my name is Krinuk. I'm all alone here, so you may safely come closer. He speaks smoothly without the usual kobold hissing. Moving slightly aside, the kobold points to the carcass of a small animal on a stick roasting over the fire. Then it will be ready soon. Okay, so I'm gonna go through pretty much all of this here. Because, as I said, I think this is just something added for a Kickstarter thing. So he left me the note. He's cooking a hare. What do you want from me? He wants nothing, he's asking for nothing, he is offering help. How can you help? Advice. So he gives us advice about demons. A piece of timely advice can be extremely valuable, do you agree? Of course, if your advisor is a kobold, the merits are not so obvious, but you're in luck. This kobold right here has extensive knowledge of a variety of matters that you might find useful someday. One more thing I have to offer is this here. Okay. How do you know so much about demons? Experience with them? What's the catch? No catch. Thank you. I could use the help. Then we have a deal. Just drop by my camp every now and then so we can have a word. Perhaps I'll be able to give you some useful tips. Okay. Let's go for lawful. Everything must be executed, there's no other way. He gets worked up. I was born, I don't think this matters. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna skip over all this. So who is he? You are different. I have a question about demons. What is the demon's main weakness? It's the fact that they are hostages to their own nature, and by their nature, demons are just a bunch of mad apes, a grotesque parody of ordinary chaos. You don't need to make a bunch of apes angry, you just give one of them a banana and arm the other one with a stick. They'll kill each other without your direct intervention. Not very helpful for the game here. Just going over this. Okay, so yeah, he doesn't really give you anything meaningful. I do think he shows up again later. So I will keep an eye out for that, but for the most part, we don't care too much about him. How is our army? Okay, we have movement again. So I'm gonna start clearing out most of the armies here. And is this... this one is blocking the path for the underground hideout, which I would like to go to. But maybe after getting some more troops, potentially. Okay, so this one does not seem to have anything too dangerous. Let's go there. See if we can get some level ups. The Babao. Okay, so balls. We also have locust swarms. Let me investigate. You have a plus 19, plus 14, 8 to 15 damage. Plus 9, 1d10. Okay, so this guy's more dangerous. Good. Now, on the danger scale, swarms. Although, I'm gonna kill the swarms with a fire blast, so shouldn't care too much about that. Okay, let's go like this. And you can go over there. Good. Did we get something good? Material points. Okay. So if I want to go there, I imagine it's through here. Yep. I don't know why... Oh god, these freaking dredges over there. These guys will also apply Stinking Cloud. Still, I think I'm more concerned about the Babaus than I am with the dredges, so I'm gonna kill these first. There we go. And he's probably gonna put the Stinking Cloud on top of my archers. So as long as I can move with everybody else, I should be okay. Like this. Yeah, there we go. Did not disable my archers, actually. It's kind of funny. Pew! Ow. Skip, skip. I can just auto this. Finance points. Level up. What we get? Penetrating strike. Target unit ignores up to 3 points of damage reduction. Protective ward. Plus 2 saving throws per level of this feat. All spellcasting units have a plus 2 bonus to AC. I don't have any right now. Magical reserves to give me extra energy. We have 60. Do I prefer saving throws? I think I might actually prefer this. I'll go for this. Try and keep me safe from disabling effects. Now, here you have 15 of these guys, which might be annoying. But I think with Scorching Ray, we should be fine for this, honestly. Let's see if it's a... if it is a famous last words type of situation here. I can kill between 1 to 5, so if I roll poorly, I'm gonna suffer. The one closest to attacking me is probably this guy, because they cannot cross this area. Very good. Okay, he's dead. Let's work on this one. Ah, they toss rocks. I will go for that guy over there, but I'm probably gonna go with shield wall. Okay. How far can this guy move? Only until here, so he can't even attack me on next turn. I'm gonna move over there. Scorching Ray. Perfect. And I think we should be fine unless he deals a lot of damage to my horses. Don't see it happening though. I think we're fine. I find it strange that he's only using rock throw instead of using his club. But I'll take... yeah, no losses. We got a Belt of Strength plus 4. And we also got the Chill Roar's Hide and Tusk. This is gonna make an important item, I think, for Cordampina. Now, you... I have to go around, I feel like... no movement points. Alright, so... our next objective is gonna be... we are going to go... into the camp. For a very simple reason, we're gonna swap our party here. I'm gonna take out Soziel, I'm gonna bring in Dayton. Because if we want to go to Heaven's Edge, we require Dayton here. And I might want something else. Give me a second. Because in Heaven's Edge, we have the quest for Dayton, but we also have something else very, very important, which I would love to get. Which is a very nice item. But that item is hidden behind a somewhat high perception check. So I want to try and increase my perception as much as possible. So we should have heroism. I'm gonna get 2. And if I write perception, does it work? It does work. We could get the Conman's Ring for Perception and Trickery. It would not be a bad thing, even though it is somewhat expensive. I think it might still always be worth having this. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Other than that, I feel like I shouldn't need anything else. I always like having something though, in case I get ambushed, which I tend to get ambushed a lot in this game. I always like to have a couple of these at hand, so that I can actually use my Stinking Clouds, even if my party members no longer have additional casts of Delay Poison Communal. That's something worth having. I would also love to have a bunch of Raise Dead, like 6 or something, but they are too expensive for me right now, so I'm gonna keep away from those. I can get a couple of these. Dude, I can never get this. Shift click? Shift click. Give me 25. Okay. Feel like I'm good with this. I'm just trying to see if I can find something that could raise my perception further. I like the Red Salamander, but again, 35,000 gold right now is gonna be kind of rough. Kinda rough. And it's mostly for Ember, which I'm not really using right now, or Dayton. Would also work on Dayton. Yeah, no, I think I am done. I forget what this does. Spell resistance. Intensify these extra dice, yes. The extra dice might be something to look forward for in my damage casters. Okay, I'm not gonna go over every single thing here. I think I got what I wanted. Okay. We take this. We are poor again. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give this to whom? I guess I'll decide later, I suppose. But this ring is gonna go for Camellia. Or actually, who has the highest perception right now? 12 perception on her. 2. 4. Okay. 13 because he has Tiger. So Camellia will also have more if she has Tiger with her. And you have 11. Okay. So I am gonna give this to Camellia. Okay. It also works quite well because she's also my trickery lady. So it's a 2-in-1. I do need more gold. I am pretty sure that at a certain point in the game I'm gonna be swimming in gold. It tends to happen in this game, but I don't remember exactly the break point when that happens. So, Heaven's Edge, I think you have to go from here. Can I take away the... Yeah, so, yeah, it's through here. I hope I don't have to deal with this demon army to get there. I would be sad. Ah, I'm fine, okay. Let's rest, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing you. Okay.
Another stop.
Come on. Alrighty. So we are in Darren's estate. He's hosting a party.
My not so numerous, but nonetheless dearest guests. About a year ago at my last birthday party, I assured you all that I nurtured a deep-seated hatred for boring people who give protracted speeches in the misplaced belief that their inner thoughts are of any interest to anyone but themselves. Now I am a whole year older and also a full-fledged crusader, an honorable position that requires me to be as dull, pedantic, and vexing as I possibly can. Therefore, a speech it is. The revered cleric Nestrin, my guardian and tutor, often told me that those who live a sinful life may expect to join the abyssal hordes after they die. This is why their path is the most despicable of all. A part of their soul may return to Mendev in the abominable form of a demonic invader. Every time we see a demon, we might as well think about it. What if this wretched creature used to be your great-great-grandfather? What if certain parts of this pointy-tailed beauty used to belong to your pious cousin? They say that the demons represent the sins of the souls they are made of. Succubi emerge out of lustful souls. Vandals turn into Abracandilu. Gluttons become Nabasu. I, for one, am determined to commit as many different sins as possible, so that the distributive mechanism of the abyss breaks when it tries to decide what to do with my soul. You, my dearest guests, will be my assistants in this complicated task. Eat, drink, and indulge yourselves in whatever vices you can. Let nobody leave this house as righteous as they entered it. Live every day like it's your last. After all, nobody knows when that day will arrive, do they?
A den of depravity and debauchery. And here is the reason why we're here. We have Mr. Leotr Hawkblade. How interesting. Did you find anything interesting? Nothing really, I just took note of a few things. I attempted to find out whether anything unusual or mysterious has happened to the Count over the last 10 years. During my conversations with his acquaintances, 2 people noticed that he never speaks of the revered Nestrin, the priest of Iomedae who was his guardian and tutor. Yet, he just mentioned Nestrin in his speech, whatever that might mean. You told me to try to find out if anything odd has happened to Darren over the last 10 years. Some of his servants complained about strange occurrences in the house, like objects moving by themselves or candles going out. Of course, that could simply be a figment of their imagination. It is also very well known that that the Count often invites various spellcasters to entertain him and encourages them to use their magic in mischievous ways. Practically the whole of Mendev knows a story about the 3 drunk wizards and their teleportation race across the roofs of Kenabres after a party at the Count's house. What I'm trying to say here is that any fluctuations in residual magic at his house are not at all surprising. There was the matter of the abduction, however. A gang of bandits kidnapped the Count hoping for a ransom, but the only reward they got was death. Afterward, the Count told everyone that he had hired the bandits himself as a joke. The other mercenary squads that freed them and executed the bandits was also in his employ. Nobody really wanted to delve too deep into this case after confirming the identities of those wretched cutthroats, but there was one disturbing fact about it all, and I don't mean the Count's bizarre idea of fun. The mercenaries who supposedly freed them had also cut off the bandits' heads, after they had already killed them. Their heads were cut off? You mean the bandits who attacked Darren? Yes. Perhaps I wouldn't ever have even noticed this detail had I not visited Heaven's Edge right after the tragic incident. I remember that we also found several headless bodies, both of guests and demons. We thought they had been decapitated during the fight. My companions have been finding severed heads among their belongings recently. Strangely, things like this weren't a problem before Darren joined the party. Yeah, we saw this back in Kenabres. What? This is an alarming coincidence. Now we have another reason to conduct an investigation. It is crucial that we find out what exactly happened at that tragic feast. What do we need to do, Inquisitor? Now that's the hardest part. I need to dive deep into the past of this place, which requires casting several different spells over some time. It would be very convenient for me if nobody interrupted the process, especially the Count himself. I don't think he remembers my face, but a suspicious stranger casting unknown spells might attract his attention. All in all, what I want you to do is distract the master of the house. Right now he is playing host in the very place I'd like to start with. So how do I distract him? I don't know. Maybe your companions can assist you somehow? Or you can take a look around, perhaps there's something that can help us. Okay, I understand. Good luck. Come back to me when the Count leaves. I will tell you everything I managed to find out and maybe even show you something. Alright. We shall pick up
How much
the
longer,
loots
I
over here.
wonder?
And again, I'm gonna skip through a bunch of dialogue here when it doesn't matter too much. I'm simply gonna find a way to take him away from here. You do remember? We can spill wine on his suit, and that's one way of doing it. You do remember that you are still my field attaché and plenipotentiary, something, Count. I demand a report of all your work so far in half an hour. There are easier ways of saying Dayton Aronday, I hate you, you know. A report then. Fine, Commander, you shall have your report. And off he goes. So we can now return to Mr. Liotter to continue the investigation. And his speech is more interesting than Dayton's. I see that you did your part, Commander, thank you. Now get ready to watch and listen closely. I will unravel the past of this place and try to show you whatever I find. Ooh, he's casting Guarded Earth. Countess Selena Aronday. The hum of voices, laughter and music fills your mind. Then the visions come, fragmented and hazy at first, before eventually coalescing to reveal a single face. It is a woman of stunning, heavenly beauty, and her delicate features instantly tell you who she is. The family resemblance to Dayton is obvious. My dear guests, the Lady of Heaven's Edge welcomes all of you today. I hope this day is as bright for you as it is for me, because on this day my only precious, sometimes arrogant but utterly beloved child was born. Nestrin. A child is usually a reflection of their parents and caretakers. Countess, will you allow the humble tutor of this young man to address the guest and the man of the hour as well? A new face appears. It is a handsome old man with a strong, dignified posture and a voice that emanates power. Can't we have just one day without our sermons? It is my birthday after all. 10 years ago, the young Dayton had an utterly angelic appearance. His table manners and expression lacked the dignity of a true angel, however. Day, I am sure the revered Neston only wanted to hug you and offer you his best wishes on your birthday. Wait, what's that noise? A Lilitu. The shrill laughter rings in your ears and reverberates in the base of your skull. In the vision, a Lilitu appears before the guests of the estate and gives them an exaggerated, scornful bow. The sorceress of evil has come to your celebration, mortals. Did you prepare a treat for me too? What do you want, spawn of the abyss? I have already done everything I wanted to. Hey, you, doddering cleric, look around. Don't you notice anything odd? The plague is in your wine, in your food, in the air around you, in your blood. Soon you will all die. Pray to your pathetic goddess and call upon your healing powers all you want, but they're not going to help you. Nothing will help you. I will give you a chance to see it for yourselves, and when I return, the grave realization will have already sunk its teeth into your throats. Oh, how I love watching mortals in their final desperate hours. The demon finishes her speech with an air kiss to Dayton, making him freeze in horror and disappears. Okay, so I guess that's how they died. Liotter shakes his head and slowly exhales, rubbing his temples. The first appearance of the disease in the Lilitu, one of the many sisters of the accused Minago. So far, everything I've seen matches the official version of events. Who are the people in the vision? Countess Selena Aronday was Dayton's mother and one of the most beautiful women in the history of Mendev. She was an Aasimar, just like her son. The old man is an esteemed cleric Nestrin, our Count's guardian and tutor. He was well known for his unfaltering faith and iron will. I was only passing acquaintances with him, so I can't tell you anything more than that. I didn't recognize the others, but Dayton told me that the first victims of the disease were his second cousin and the cousin's wife, hailing from the eastern border. Surely the cleric could have done something? I can't say for certain, but I believe there was nothing he could have done. Magical diseases are already difficult enough to cure, and this plague struck very fast indeed. Now we must find out what happened next. What now? I can sense the aftershocks of a very strong outburst of emotions and memories somewhere in the west wing of the house. Something must have happened in one of the rooms, so please check if anyone is in there and distract them if need be. Okay, so we gotta lure Dayton out of the room, because when you first distract him, he goes into his room. I'm gonna loot everything I can, because why not? Dun, dun. Over here. Your report's on the table, the Count mutters acidly. What is this room? Darren casts a look around the room as if he had never seen it before, then shrugs carelessly. Just a random room. I told my servants to make some rooms ready. This is one of the rooms they chose. I am absolutely confident that you won't be able to persuade Camellia to dance with you. Ah, now that is a challenge. I can imagine her either graciously acquiescing or deftly slipping deadly poison into my wine just for suggesting it. Such is our dearest Camellia. You've given me a brilliant idea. And off he goes. And Leotor comes in. I see that you were able to do as I asked. Prepare yourself, this vision might be rather difficult to watch. Young Darren stands motionless by the Countess's bed. His face is pale with fear and for good reason. His mother's heavenly beauty is gone. Her smile, once beaming with vitality and happiness, looks more like the grimace of a corpse. Only her golden hair still glows as a sad reminder of the healthy young woman she was just a few hours ago. Mother? Can you hear me, Mother? Day, my boy. How did you get here? The Countess's voice is fading. Don't come any closer, This disease... Mother, listen. The revered Nestrin has sealed the gates. He says that he won't let anyone leave the estate. If the plague reaches the larger settlements, nobody will be able to stop it. He claims this is why the demons attacked us in the first place. They knew that we would call upon the strongest clerics to heal us, and those clerics would catch the disease and die as well. The Fat Baron and his family tried to escape, but 3 armed paladins barred their way and said they would not let them go. Mother, we need help. Canabras is full of clerics, wizards and demons, know who else. They might know how to stop it. We need to get there as soon as possible. We must obey the revered Nestrin. We are the lords of Mendev and we must protect our people. If the plague, if it reaches Canabres, thousands of innocent people will die. I don't care about any innocents. Darren's voice rises to a shout. You're ill, Mother. You're dying. You must tell them to open the gates and take you to Canabres. They won't listen to me, but you are the lady of the estate. They can't refuse you. I can't. I must. Please leave, my dearest. Don't lose hope. You can still... A convulsion overtakes the Countess's body. Her last words are swallowed by a long, guttural groan. Well, Leotor wearily rubs his temples, but his face is unreadable. Now I have an answer to one of my many questions. Nobody went to Canabras in search for help because the revered Nestrin didn't let them. He valued the safety of the city more than the lives of his flock at the estate. What a difficult choice it must have been. He made the right choice, there was no other way. I am almost certain that Count Darren has another opinion on this matter, a very, very strong one. Leotor rubs his chin thoughtfully. I have never been in the revered Nestrin's position, but I know the price of difficult decisions, especially those that you have to make quickly. I have no right to judge him, but we must continue our investigation. The next site I'd like to examine is the Great Hall. That is where we found the remains of Nestrin and demons. I assume that he killed them in a confrontation, but we must make sure of that. Please help me clear the area so that I can study it. Alright. I shall do that, my friend.
Follow me!
Pick
Or
up the
don't.
loot. Oh, the report. I kind of want to read the report. Because I think the last time I played this, I spilled the wine. A bunch of diamond dust. Clear purpose. The braces of these braces allow their wearer to cast healing spells while provoking attacks of opportunity. They also grant a +2 bonus on concentration checks. That's pretty cool. Although I'm not playing with you right now, so for right now you can take them. An exhaustive enumeration of Count Darren Arende's activities submitted for the approval and identification of the eminently respectable and highly esteemed Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. Indulge in a number of gloriously naughty reveries in this particular order. Dreams of sexual intercourse with a beautiful elven princess, 1 hour. Dreams of vigorous sexual intercourse with a squad of muscular southern mercenaries, half an hour. Dreams of sexual intercourse with Her Majesty the Queen before, on, and under the royal throne in the Grand Palace of Nerosian, 15 minutes per act. Dreams of enjoying a barrel full of Kionian wine, a soft feather bed, and a fine 3-course dinner. 2 hours, including a break to sustain myself with some upliftingly nutritious army rations. And dreams of Mendev's bright future where the strict doctrines of the Church of Iomedae are abolished and dull faces and boredom are punishable by death. 10 minutes interrupted by a sudden twinge of sadness and dismay. Okay, dude. Okay. Countess Silena Nevia so many names. With her infant son Darren. Unlike typical aristocratic portraits, this one depicts a young mother having fun with her child on a seesaw. Aww. Tiny Darren. Now let's see something here. My perception currently is at 0. Okay, so there's not even a point to equipping anything here. The item I'm looking for is right here. And this item is quite important, but it is behind a difficulty class of 30, I think, check. So my character would need to roll a 20 to get it, which he's not going to. Yep, he's not. Failed it. But worry not. Even if your main character is not capable of actually finding it, we can come back here later and try to find it one more time. It's even cool that we're kind of close to level 8. Because even if we fail in level 7, we can retry at level 8. Quite nice. So let's clear out the main hall here. You're an extraordinary dancer, Lady Camellia. That is truth, not flattery. You, on the other hand, are an extraordinary liar, Count, and that is the truth, not an insult. Okay. There is a feverish gleam to Darren's eyes, owing to either tipsiness or some overabundance of emotion. Hello there, Cordant. Camellia's frosty attitude breaks my heart, but that dance with her was easily one of the best moments of the evening. How are you enjoying my party? Are you having a good time? Yeah, the best time of my life. At least someone here is having fun. Fine, let's change the subject. I thought the unique ambience of Heaven's Edge and the fact that we're on the very border with the World Wound would make the celebration special. I thought the past would resurface and make itself known. Darren smirks bitterly. Well, it seems even ghosts don't wish to attend my parties anymore. What can we do to liven up the evening? A report on the drinking contest. Okay. You can have it with Sela. And now they're just gonna start messing about. I will skip through this. Fortitude saves. Sela! Sela! Whoa, are we done here or are we ready for another round? Okay, even more. Okay, even more. He's getting quite drunk. He didn't even drink, cheater. My grandfather or maybe my grandmother put this bottle in the family cellar. So why did it fail the scion of the illustrious days in the time of need? Then it looks a bit unsteady on his feet. I don't feel very well. Hey everyone, let's go back outside. I need to get some fresh air in my lungs. Cool. Go and take everybody with you. Here we are again, Commander. Leotar looks grim but focused. So let us take another glimpse into the past. A ripple of laughter flows through the hall. It begins as a sweet, charming chuckle, but then turns into a rasping cackle that makes Darren huddle even deeper into his corner. Why are you running from me, my sweet prince? Come on, let me touch you. I'll give you... And then we have the little two here, and then the cleric, 2 paladins, and then Darren. The booming voice of an old man dressed in Iomedaean robes shakes the walls of the hall. Get away from him, demon. Let the boy go. By the blade of the inheritor, you touch him only over my dead body. You are pathetic, old cleric. Are you the guardian of this charming little prince? Well, you guarded him in vain. The disease is already circulating in his blood, and soon he will rot before your very eyes. You won't be able to help him, and I can at least make sure his death is beautiful, clean, and sweet. The demoness turns his eyeless face to Darren and licks her lips. A coarse laugh escapes the young man's throat. We'll see about that. The other turns toward you in astonishment. Droplets of sweat glisten on his temples. Something is wrong, Commander. My spells are not working as expected. It's as if some kind of supernatural explosion occurred here 10 years ago, blending everything together. The magical auras, the emotions, the memories. I will try again to read it. Could it be dangerous? I cannot say for certain, but it is unlikely. The past is in the past and no one can travel through time except for some uniquely powerful entities like Eons, or perhaps the elders of the First World. Even though the past of this place is horrible, it poses no threat to us in the present. Okay, continue. Just give me a moment to focus. I will try to channel my visions and feeling to you as accurately as possible. There is my boy, what is going on? The otter's muscular shoulders suddenly begin to shake. The vision he is channeling does not change, but you feel something enormous and chilling silently infiltrate the reality around you. The presence of this nameless being becomes almost palpable. Some alien entity is talking to him. Hurry, old cleric, stop him right now. Do you really want to see what happens when... Save me. Can you save me? The presence thickens into something more tangible. The entity is silent, but you feel your blood pulsing in your temples, and each beat brings a new image, or rather, a new notion. Help brings a feeling of relief and safety. Exchange makes the pulse stronger, more demanding. Gate and secret come immediately after. The images become heavier, almost visible. Secret. Keep the secret, otherwise death, 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 death. The gruesome images whirl through your mind, filling it with pain and fear, and then it all starts again. Help, exchange, secret, death. Neston stretches out his shaking hand, suddenly looking like a doddering old man instead of a mighty cleric imbued with holy power. Darren, wait! The thing you're about to let loose is even worse than these demons. Darren's body is quivering like a taut bowstring. His eyes dart from the cleric to the demoness, who is frantically casting protective spells. Demons, saints, I am so fed up with all of you. Burn! Well, the doctor opens his eyes with a groan, then gets back on his feet. His legs are wobbly, his eyebrow is cut, but he seems not to notice. Sincere sorrow is written on his face, as well as a strong hint of horror. What a misfortune. No, what a disaster. Everything is far worse than I imagined. Are you alright? The strain, the emotions, they overwhelmed me and made me faint like an agitated youngster. It is nothing, really. I will not be able to cast any spells for the rest of the day, but aside from that, I'm fine. Do you understand now what happened 10 years ago? The Inquisitor slowly exhales through clenched teeth and says in a low voice, still massaging his temples. Yes and no. Damn it, my thoughts are astray. I will try to explain everything to you in full detail. Many living things are capable of performing the most extraordinary feats, good or bad, when a deadly threat looms over them. 10 years ago, the young Count found himself cornered in every sense of the word, and he allowed some alien entity to intercede for him. It frightens me that all my experience as an Inquisitor is completely useless in this case. It does not resemble anything I've ever heard or read about. This entity, I think I will call it the Other, possesses uncanny power. It was capable of instantly killing 3 greater demons, a mighty cleric, and a host of other mortals. You saw everything yourself. What's even worse is that this entity, this Other, it is still here. The Other takes a long pause. His gaze is drawn to the chamber where all the guests are laughing and dancing. Darren's eloquent voice rises above the music for a moment. He's asking someone to bring him more wine and add more logs to the fire. I don't know what exactly this creature is, but I know what it did to the Count. It turned him into a living gateway. The Other is not inside the Count's body, it is not directly controlling his mind, that's why there are no obvious signs of possession. But it is looking through his eyes. It treats him like a window into our world, and it can instantly step through it to wreak whatever havoc it desires. Does Darren know anything about all this? Yes, of course he does. Did you hear what the Other tried to convey to us? Help, in exchange for a secret. Death. Death to those who know the truth. It wants to have an opportunity to use the Count as a gate without anyone knowing. This is what made Darren deny that he remembered anything about the conclusion of the events at Heaven's Edge. What might the Other want? This is the strangest thing about it all. It came to this world 10 years ago and it's still here, right? All this time it has been watching us through the eyes of the Count. Had it, for instance, wanted to kill Her Majesty the Queen, it would have had plenty of opportunities to do so. The Count can get close to practically every influential figure in Mendev, but the Other refused to act. Or its interests lie in some other sphere. Did the Other kill everyone then? The disease not to blame? Not everyone, just Nestor and his paladins and a few remaining guests. Damn it. I know that it was the work of a mysterious omnipotent entity, but it still stings. I was here 10 years ago and I didn't check everything personally, and those who did failed to sense that something was wrong. Could the Other be the reason why my companions kept finding severed heads among their belongings back in Kenabres? It seems very likely. I am almost certain you are right. People tend to lose their heads when they get too close to Count Arenday anyway. I do apologize, it was inappropriate. Perhaps your gruesome findings are the heads of some cultists who tried to kidnap the Count during the Knabre slaughter, or perhaps they provoked the other in some other way. We have to do something. Yes, now I understand Father Nesrin perfectly. I must make a crucial decision despite the dearth of information. The Inquisitor falls silent for a while, then he looks to you right in the eye. Commander, first and foremost I must apologize to you. Second, I must ask you to keep this secret. What are you sorry for? I apologize for dragging you into this mess. You see, the Other, an entity of immense power, stated very clearly that it would kill anyone who found out the truth. Anyone who knows that the Count is actually its living gateway. I suppose this secret is currently known to 3 people on Galarian. You, me, and Count Dayton. And that means... The Other gives you a crooked smirk and shrugs. Why should I keep it a secret? As soon as the Count finds out that we know his secret, the Other will understand it as well. We do not know what it is and what exactly is the scope of its powers, but we do know that we'll dispose of anyone who might reveal its existence. I have made a decision, the Other says gravely. I will not tell anyone about the discovery we've just made, not even the Queen or my superiors. Instead, I will immediately go to Nerosian and sift through all the archives of the Inquisition in order to find out what exactly we are dealing with and how it can possibly be defeated. I may also have some cautious inquiries in other places, including Absalom. Still, I will not reveal the truth until I have found at least some reliable information. I am asking you to do the same. Specifically, do not say a single word about our investigation to the Count himself. So you want me to lead the crusade while carrying a bomb that may explode at any moment? I am afraid that you won't be able to hide from the consequences when this bomb does explode. It is up to you to decide though. And what are you going to do with Dayton himself? At the very least he is guilty of letting the Other into our world. Right now I am a lot more concerned about the Other, but when we find a way to get rid of this entity, the Count will have to stand trial. Many things about this case are still unclear, including the extent of his guilt. Did he call upon the Other by himself, or did he simply answer its call? Could he refuse its offer, or would it have led to his immediate death? Every detail is important and every testimony needs solid proof. That is the difference between righteous justice and blind justice. Okay, I'll keep it a secret. The Other lets out a sigh of relief. You've made the right choice. I recommend that you go back to the guests and spend the rest of your evening as you please. Anything else might raise suspicions. I must leave immediately in search of the knowledge we all need so desperately. Farewell, Commander. May the light of Iomedae guide your path, and the Other Hawkblade will try to keep your path to triumph clear of any unwanted guests. Okay, so kind of a long sequence of events, but it is kind of interesting. Although I think they make this whole thing about keeping it a secret and he doesn't know and not telling and whatnot kind of convoluted and overly complex. I don't think it would be necessary for so much dialogue there, but oh well. Okay, I believe we are done with the quest actually. So yeah, done. Okay, so the quest is now complete. So what is left for me to do right now is we have picked up I think everything in the area. Except the item that I really need. But for that, I want the help of my companions. So right now you are here and you are alone, but if you leave the area and then you come back with your party, you can control every single party member. So that's why I picked up the Scrolls of Heroism, why I picked up the Conman's Ring, because I'm gonna try, on every chance I get, to spot that one item. We're gonna do that though on the next episode. So, until then, my friends, I want to thank you all for being here with me in the channel, watching some Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Questions, suggestions, anything at all, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more. Many more videos coming out soon, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, everyone.